Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? This is Joseph Conlon here on Monday, June 28th, 2021. Here tonight to talk about tonight's Monday Night Raw, man. We had way more good in this match, way more good on this show than usual, man. I can sit here and pick out a couple of good things that happened on tonight's show. I enjoyed the exchange between Damian Priest and Matt Riddle at the end of that battle royal to kick off the show. I really enjoyed the face-to-face with Kofi Kingston and MVP. That was probably my favorite thing on the entire show, if I'm being honest with you. We had Ricochet versus John Morrison, which was a very good match with a crazy ending. And then we had the last chance qualifier, which I thought was a great match, but the wrong outcome. 100% the wrong outcome. We're going to talk about it here tonight. But besides that, nothing really much was good on tonight's show. But those were the main things that I enjoyed. We're going to talk about all of it here tonight. It was not a terrible show as most weeks. I would say this was an okay show tonight on Monday night. An okay show for me. So we're going to get into it, man. I thank you guys for joining me here tonight to talk about Monday Night Raw. Real quick, I apologize that there was not an AEW review this weekend. We had AEW Saturday night, and Saturday night I was at a graduation party, and I was not going to have the time to watch Dynamite and get the review up on Saturday night. So I decided to do Sunday, and then last night I did it with Wesley Williams, and we had lots of technical issues throughout the entire review. It froze up, and it just completely stopped the recording. So we decided that we are going to talk about the Kenny Omega Jungle Boy match and all that on Wednesday's review. We're going to talk about all of that. And good for Jungle Boy, man. Apparently, Jungle Boy got himself Anna Jay. Yeah, the man's winning in life. I know a lot of people were upset over that one, but listen, man. Jungle Boy is doing great things in life. Jack Perry is a winner, man, okay? Jack Perry is the true winner in all of this. But I just had to throw that out there because that was basically the main thing that happened in wrestling today. Before tonight's Raw was that Jungle Boy and Anna Jay came out and announced that they're dating. So good on them, man. Good for them. I'm happy. I'm happy for them. I really am. But we're going to get into tonight's Raw review right now. We open up tonight's show with a battle royal. We had all these guys standing in the ring, which I was really confused by. But then we go backstage, and Adam Pearce says, due to undisclosed circumstances, Randy Orton is not here tonight, and he is unable to compete in the last chance triple threat match qualifier. So he was not on the show tonight. He was not even there. And Matt Riddle comes in, and he lobbies to be on Randy Orton's behalf. To wrestle on Randy Orton's behalf. And they let him do it. He convinced Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce. And they're like, here you go. Go ahead. So Randy Orton wrestled on his behalf. This was very predictable. I knew that Matt Riddle was he was going to win this match, which he did. I'm not even going to break down the Battle Royal minute by minute, elimination by elimination, because that's just a waste of time. But the main thing that I got out of this Battle Royal was I want to see a one-on-one match later down the line with Damian Priest and Matt Riddle. These guys had a very good closing sequence to this battle royal. A very good one-on-one sequence here. Priest was almost going to eliminate Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle got himself back in, and Damian Priest got himself back in. Sidewalk choke slam. And then he is on the outside ropes. And Damian Priest, he jumps up. It looks like he's about to go into the ring. And Matt Riddle gives him a ripcord knee. Damian Priest falls out. And Matt Riddle gets the win. He wins the Battle Royal. And then he tells the ring announcer, the music guy, to play Randy Orton's theme music. Because all night, Matt Riddle was trying to act like Randy Orton. That's what he was doing. He did the pose. They did the whole sparkles with his fireworks. And he moves on into the main event tonight with AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre, which we will get into. We're definitely going to get into that, man. But next we had Nikki Cross versus the loser, Shayna Baszler. It's a shame. It's a shame, man. How can you have a women's division with Shayna Baszler and she's looked at as a loser? How's that possible? How's that possible? I legit, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not really sure what to say, but she went up against Nikki Cross, and superhero Nikki Cross. Or wait, she said, almost a superhero, and she called herself Nikki Ash. She's no longer Nikki Cross. She called herself Nikki Ash. So I'm guessing they crossed off Cross because Karrion Cross is going to get called up sooner rather than later. And they don't want two people on the main roster with the last name Cross. But I tweeted this earlier, and I forgot to mention this on the Raw review last week, so I'm going to mention it now. Before he left in 2017, you guys know who this gimmick was going to? Did you guys know that this gimmick was going to be Pac's gimmick? Yes, AEW's Pac, one of the best wrestlers in the entire world from England, Pac. That's the man who took place in the triple threat match with Kenny Omega and Orange Cassidy at Double or Nothing, Pac. I'm not joking you. Thank God Pac got out of there when he did. He knew what was coming. He lost to Enzo Amore. He was pissed off the way he was booked, and he left. Good for him. Good for him. And he saved himself out of this mess. So, thank goodness. But rumor has it, this was not Creative's idea, and this was Nikki Cross's idea. I guess she was so desperate to get time on television that she had to come up with crappy gimmicks like this one. So, because this is not it. Everybody is saying on social media how she's gonna get over. Everybody's gonna love this. They're gonna. I mean, is Nikki Cross a likable person? Yeah, no doubt. But this gimmick is not gonna get over. You know why? Because Vince McMahon is not gonna let it get over. I give Nikki Cross until August. I'm being generous as well. I give Nikki Cross until August, and we'll see. We'll see if she's getting the same TV time she is now. Then, okay. So we'll see. But right now, this is a complete failure. Yeah, she gets the win over Shayna Baszler because of distractions from Alexa Bliss. This is your Raw Women's Division. We got Alexa Bliss doing voodoo and hypnotizing, and we got Nikki Cross doing superpowers. Nikki Ash. I did a whole entire rant on the Raw Women's Division in WWE. If you guys did not watch last week's Raw review, go ahead and check it out. That is where I do my entire rant on the Women's Division. But we go from Nikki Ash to Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston comes out and he's dancing. I don't really like that aspect because he saw his best friend get destroyed last week. If I was in that situation and I had to watch my best friend get destroyed, I would not be walking out to the ring dancing. I'm telling you that right now. But Kofi Kingston's out there and he said what Bobby Lashley did to Woods last week, it hurt him. The fact that he couldn't help his friend inside of that cell, it hurt him. And it's not about what happened in the match because Woods put his heart and soul into that Hell in a Cell match, and no one should take him lightly ever again. And he said that Bobby Lashley beat him fair and square. That's fine. But it's about what happened after the match when MVP took the key and locked himself in there so that Kofi Kingston could not get inside the Hell in a Cell. I thought that was a good ending last week. I thought that was a good ending to the show. I liked that. And I thought this was I really liked this as well. I thought this was awesome, I thought. So MVP comes out with the ladies. Let me take a sip of my water real quick. And he tells Kofi, that must be one of the most delusional things I've ever heard you say. And what Kofi said was, he's going to make Bobby Lashley pay by taking the WWE Championship. Obviously, MVP did not take this seriously. And he talks about Kofi Kingston throwing bootios and pancakes and ice cream and all that stuff. And that doesn't compare to the Almighty. The Almighty doesn't play those games. And quite frankly, MVP says Kofi Kingston is not a serious threat to Bobby Lashley. Is that a shoot or what? Seriously. Is that a shoot or what? That's probably what truly WWE thinks, but Bobby Lashley has nobody on this show. So they have to go to the New Day in the tag team division because they have nobody. So in comes Kofi Kingston. And Kofi Kingston talks about his reign as the WWE champion and watching the Clippers game here. I got distracted. Paul George just got poked in the eye. But I'm going to try not to get distracted here. Kofi Kingston talks about the work that he put in as the WWE champion for 6 months, bringing it to Ghana and Jamaica, defending it there, and then flying all the way back to the U.S. just to be on the show and defend the WWE Championship. Meanwhile, MVP has Bobby Lashley on vacations, taking weeks off as the WWE Champion and not putting in the work. That's before MVP said Bobby Lashley put in the work since last summer with MVP, and that's why MVP has gladly helped Bobby Lashley take him to where this is. I love this story. I really do. It's very predictable, yes. I mean, you guys watching. Do you guys honestly think that Kofi Kingston has a legit chance at beating Bobby Lashley at Money in the Bank? No, absolutely not. But you know what, man? They're telling a good story. That's all I need. I need a good build-up. I did not get that with Drew McIntyre. I felt like I did not get that with Drew McIntyre. I am much more invested in what Kofi Kingston and Bobby Lashley are doing than what Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley was doing. And I don't care how little of a chance Kofi Kingston has at winning at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I'm just stating facts, folks. But Xavier Woods is going to be back next week, as what Kofi Kingston said, because Xavier Woods works hard. And he is going one-on-one with Bobby Lashley again. I don't really know why we need to see that match again after we saw Bobby Lashley literally decimate and destroy Xavier Woods inside Hell in a Cell. Okay? I don't know why we need to do that again, but I loved this segment. This was awesome. Legit. Most weeks I sit here and I criticize most of Monday Night Raw because it's just it's awful. But I'm really telling you the guy's truth, man. This was an awesome segment, and I'm invested. I'm invested in what happens next with the story between Kofi Kingston, MVP, and Bobby Lashley. We'll have to see what happens. Next, we had Eva Marie and can I move on? I think I'm going to move on. Once I said Eva Marie and Doudrop, I stopped myself and I'm like, nah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. We are instead going to get into Ricochet versus John Morrison. Backstage, Miz and Morrison are cutting a promo on Ricochet. Ricochet grabs a drip stick and he squirts Morrison and he squirts Miz with the water gun drip stick. Yes, we are 5 years old and we are watching grown adults shoot water guns onto each other on live television. Great. Great. But you actually know what was great? This match between Ricochet and John Morrison. And because of it, I got called a shill, a WWE shill on Twitter tonight. And I got blocked for it from some nobody who is a AEW mark. Listen, I'm no AEW mark, okay? I obviously give my fair criticism when they need it. I certainly give my fair criticism to WWE, but I enjoyed this match. This was a great match, and the ending was the ending caught me off guard, and it was by far the best thing in the match. And if that's a little teaser, you guys gotta understand, if that's a little teaser as to what Ricochet and John Morrison are going to do inside the Money in the Bank, it's going to be a very memorable match, man. It's going to be a breakout performance for both Morrison and Ricochet. Now, some people did tell me on Twitter that these guys have had chemistry going back into the days of Lucha Underground. I'm not too familiar with that, but you guys say that they got great chemistry. I should go check it out. Hey, man, I'm going to go check it out, okay? Tomorrow, I don't go into work until 3 o'clock. I got hours to kill. Maybe for an hour, I'm going to go watch their stuff from Lucha Underground. and I'll let you guys know on Twitter. So, but this was a very good match. Some of the stuff that happened was Miz blocked Ricochet and Morrison. So Miz was in between them. Miz was trying to stop Ricochet, but Ricochet, he runs, he jumps off the Miz's wheelchair, and he gives Morrison a Hurricane Rana outside of the ring. And then obviously they're doing their thing in the ring. Morrison goes for Starship Pain. He misses. Ricochet goes for his finisher, and Morrison rolls outside. And then Ricochet goes to dive on the outside. Morrison jumps on the barricade, and he sits on top of it. And he's laughing at the Miz. He's like, yeah, good, right? Excuse me. Yeah, it's very good, right? And Miz is laughing at him, and be like, yeah, John. And Ricochet, this dude, jumps on the top rope, and he hits a crossbody to John Morrison onto the outside over the barricade. Absolutely insane spot. This reminded me of NXT Ricochet. This is something that Ricochet would have done in NXT. And this was probably, I can't even remember the most craziest thing he's done on the main roster. This is definitely up there. And the match ended in a double countout. That's how you do a double countout. That's a believable double countout finish right there, man. It's believable. And looking back on this, I think that after Money in the Bank, because I don't see these two guys. These guys don't stand a chance in Money in the Bank. I think a short-term feud between Ricochet and John Morrison would be a great thing on Monday Night Raw. You get a couple matches between them on Raw. You build them up. And then whenever their feud's over, after a couple matches, maybe like 3 matches, because you know WWE, they do these matches. They do these matches every single week until we get sick and tired of seeing these guys in the ring. So knowing how everybody loved it tonight, you will definitely see it next week and probably the week after. So just to let you guys know, it's a prediction. You will see Ricochet versus John Morrison next week and possibly the week after. I'm not sure. But I think a short-term feud between these guys after Money in the Bank would be a good thing. And then whenever one of them are ready, have them slot into that number 1 contendership for the United States Championship. Where's Sheamus? Speaking of the United States Champion, where is Sheamus been the past, I think 2 weeks, maybe 3? I don't know. I don't think he's defended the championship yet. Gotta get that title off of him. If you're not going to have him defend it, why is he the champion? Ridiculous. Very quickly, 6-woman tag. Charlotte, Natty, and Tamina versus Rhea Ripley, Mandy Rose, and Dana Brooke. So, listen, I don't give a shit about the match. Charlotte beat Mandy Rose in the 6-woman tag, okay? Here's what I'm going to talk about. At Hell in a Cell and last week, WWE portrayed Rhea Ripley as a heel. Okay? Talking about how a champion never disqualifies themselves in a championship match. Meanwhile, we've seen it a bunch of times in the past from heel champions in the WWE. So tonight, Rhea Ripley is supposedly teaming up with 2 baby faces, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. She comes out to piped in booze. She comes out to piped booze. And then she gets the hot tag. And there are piped in cheers. I don't get it. I don't get it. Am I supposed to cheer for her? Or am I supposed to boo her? I guess I'll just go on my phone and not care because I don't care about Rhea Ripley and I don't care about Charlotte Flair. And I certainly don't care about the women's tag team titles. So there you go. There's your answer. Terrible, man. Terrible. Jackson Riker and Elias in a strap match. I turned on the Clippers game right before this, and too bad it was halftime because I would have rather watched the game than this match. This had to be the shortest strap match I have ever watched on a pro wrestling show. If you consider Monday Night Raw a pro wrestling show. But this had to be the shortest strap match on a WWE show ever. This match went 4 minutes, dominated by Jackson Riker, and he gets the win. This guy has defeated Elias on 3 separate occasions. 2 of them were by countout. You guys don't have to count it. I don't really count it, but on WWE's book, Jackson Riker has beaten this guy 3 times. Can we end this and just keep these guys off? I don't know. I don't know. No one cares about Elias, and no one cares about Jackson Riker. So, just end it. Just end it, please. Finally, guys, we had the triple threat last chance qualifier with AJ Styles, Drew McIntyre, and Matt Riddle. This match was really good. Really good main event, man. This match went over 25 minutes. So it was a very long main event. Drew McIntyre was taken out early when Riddle and Styles gave McIntyre a power slam through the announce table. So it was just Riddle and Styles one-on-one for a while. Then McIntyre came back. And then AJ is laying up against the steel steps. Riddle goes to kick him, and he kicks the steel steps. Instead, he sells a toe injury, a foot injury, and he goes to the back. Seriously injured. There's refs there. There's medical staff there. So now we are at a one-on-one with AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre. 2 minutes left on the show. Matt Riddle comes down. He puts AJ Styles in the bro mission. He then goes to put Drew McIntyre in the bro mission. But he gives AJ Styles the bro Derek. Oh, no. Is that what it's called? Yes. He gives AJ Styles bro Derek, and Omos pulls Styles out of the ring. And that makes Riddle pissed off. Riddle turns around into a Claymore kick. And Drew McIntyre is going to Money in the Bank. So, what was the point of having Matt Riddle get hurt, come back out to the ring, only to get pinned by Drew McIntyre. I really did not understand that part. But hey, it was a really good main event match. And I absolutely hated the outcome. I love Drew McIntyre, man. I really do. The guy's got charisma. He's good on the microphone. Drew McIntyre is a great wrestler as well. But y'all are really making me tired of Drew McIntyre. I'm tired of him being at the top of the card for over a year and a half now. It is time. It's time to move on. It really is. In the lower main event scene, upper mid card, that's where Drew McIntyre should be right now. That's where he really should be on the card. And I'm praying that I really hope he doesn't win Money in the Bank, because if you go in there on July 18th and Drew McIntyre wins Money in the Bank, Hell in a Cell means nothing. And you guys are like, what do you mean by that? Hell in a Cell means nothing. They had the stipulation that if Drew McIntyre loses at Hell in a Cell, he will never challenge for the WWE Championship, as long as Bobby Lashley's the champion. And you have scratched all of that if Drew McIntyre wins the Money in the Bank. It's really not a good decision to have him win this match. I would have much rather seen Matt Riddle win it for Randy Orton. But I guess we'll have to see. I don't know. You got to hope Drew doesn't win. But thank you guys for watching the Raw review tonight. Like I said, we had some good things on the show. More good than normal this time. Not saying it was a great show. For me, I thought it was an okay show. But thank you guys for watching. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel for some more content here on the channel this week and next week and the previous weeks in July. July is a big month for professional wrestling, man. So we'll get into more of that on NXT and AEW reviews. But you're going to want to be subscribed to the channel, man, for the month of July and August, because there's a lot of wrestling. So there will be a lot of wrestling here on the channel. Wrestling content here on the channel. Comment down below your thoughts about tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me in tonight's review. And go ahead and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, man, at Conlon_Joseph. And I will see you guys on the NXT review tomorrow night here on the channel with my guy, Cameron Johnson, back for another Tuesday night review for NXT. Have a good night, guys. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy, man.